Hi everyone, welcome to All Inspired. My name's Amanda if you're new here, and on my channel we are doing a dining room makeover today. This has been a long time coming. If you are not new to my channel, you know I've been talking about this forever and we're finally getting it done. Here you see me sanding the chairs. I do not recommend this. I just got overexcited and went to town. I used 220 grit on the chairs. And then I switched over to a 400. However, I do not recommend this. I would recommend going out and getting a good stripper, getting all of the varnish off, and then doing your final sanding. This took way too much time, and I really wish I would have done my research before I started this. However, I ended up sanding down 6 chairs. I do not recommend that. I went ahead and pulled off the black fabric on the cushions because I really wasn't loving the pattern of it, and I found these beautiful linen cushions underneath. They just really need to be scrubbed. So I sprayed them down with vinegar, hot water, and Dawn dish soap, and I just gave them a really thorough scrubbing. It still had some stains that were seeping through, so I went ahead and went back over them, sprayed them again, and let them set for a couple hours before I went back in and cleaned them with the upholstery cleaner again. This worked really well. There wasn't really any stains that I was unable to get out. It just needed some really good elbow grease and a nice soaking to get them completely clean. I'm sure I will be doing this in the future since they're such a light color, but I'm perfectly fine with that. I love my upholstery cleaner, and so I'm more than willing to get that out from time to time to get these nice and clean because I love this fabric. It just is such a beautiful color. While I'm letting those soak, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this table. My husband went ahead and took it apart, and I actually thought that I would be able to carry it down the stairs with him. However, this is an extremely heavy table, and there was no way, so we had to have a friend come over and help. And because it is so heavy, my husband and I were under the impression that it was solid wood. And you see me, I'm trying to sand it down to its finish, and I quickly realized this is not solid wood. It is just really compact composite, I guess. I'm not really sure, but it is extremely heavy. So then I decide I need to pivot and go a different route because sanding this down and putting a top coat on it is not going to work out for me. So I decide to go ahead and paint it, and it turns out so great. I'm actually really happy that it is not a solid wood because I think with the table being wood colored and the chairs being wood colored, it may clash, and you will see in the end with the table being painted a matte black and the chairs being the light pine wood, it actually ends up looking so beautiful. So I just go ahead and give this table a real good sanding. I went in with a 220 and then I went in with a 400 sanding block. I feel like that 400 is the trick that you need. I also do that in between every single coat of paint, and I do it after I put on my final coat of poly, and then I give it a nice good wipe down. But that is the trick. Now I'm going to go in with this foam roller. I do not recommend this either, but I did want to try it out. And I know they sell these, their cube items at the store. You can find them in the paint aisle. They are designed for this. They are like a foam cube, and you stick it in the paint and it goes all the way across in a streamless line. That's what I should have picked up, and if that's the technique that you're wanting to do, I recommend going ahead and picking one of those up. This just becomes really messy, and it's almost like the foam roller cannot hold enough paint, so I can't get that seamless line all the way across the table as I was hoping for. So I do not recommend doing it this way. If you're going to use a foam roller, just go ahead and use it, roll it on. It actually takes a lot less time and it's easier. And if you're worried about any of those little like brush strokes or lines that you can see where the paint matches up, as long as you go through with that 400 grit sandpaper in between every coat, it'll get rid of all those little blemishes.
For the first time in ages, I wake up and don't hate it. I guess I found some peace. Through the day to the evening, without shouting and screaming, something new to me. Alone without being lonely, getting back to the old me. It's kinda
gonna go ahead and switch over to that other paint I was talking about, and you will quickly see the difference in quality between the paints. This also does have like a blue or purple undertone, but it does not show up as much. And once you see I have 2 coats on the table already, and then I put on this 3rd coat, it just really does transform the table. It really does matter what kind of paint you use. You can see that was 2 coats right there of paint on the table, and it looks almost translucent, looks like a primer. It doesn't quite look like a great durable paint. However, when I go back over it with this other paint that I have that is a fantastic paint, like I said, it's an indoor-outdoor paint. We used it on our deck on the outside, and so that is what I go ahead and use on this table, and it just really fills it in so nicely. It actually looks like it's 2 coats. The paint is so thick, and it has like a self-leveling so that you don't see as many strokes. It just looks so pretty. I think that it turns out so fantastic in the end, and I really do encourage you to spend that little bit of extra money on a great paint. Even if you just go and you buy a pint of it and you buy a pint of a cheaper paint, then you can always put down the less expensive paint first and then put down your final coat or your final 2 coats in the more expensive paint. That's a way that you can save costs, but I do encourage you to go ahead and get a great durable paint, especially for a table. We're going to be using this every single day. It's going to need that strength in the paint. But then I just went ahead and got all of the little nooks and crannies. I grabbed my foam brush and I just got the underneath and all the little edges. I wanted to make sure that nothing was poking through, and then I go back over with my foam roller and just smooth it all out and make sure everything looks seamless. So here's a quick look at how everything was before, and then I will show you how the whole makeover turned out. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you like the black? Does the wood look good? Do you have any tips or tricks for me that I could use in my future projects? Let me know. If you enjoyed this video and you think the makeover turned out great, hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching.